Hello, this is Joe from Joe's Transformer Toy Reviews. Here in front of us we have Scourge with Fracas from Titan Returns 2016, Wave 1, Deluxe size. This figure is available from most retailers who sell Transformers figures. He retails for about $15 to $20 depending on the retailer. Toys R Us, Amazon, Walmart, Target, those types of stores. This figure, as you can see, is predominantly blue, darker blue with baby blue colors, a little bit of silver accents like the face, and some detailing, but mostly 2 or 3 colors, and that's it. This figure is, honestly, I'm not impressed with the robot mode. It's mostly hollow in the arms. The arms do not have a look to it that I'm not a huge fan of. Before, just to point out, I also have the card that it came with. It looks about the same. Decent art. Now, as for statistics, we have Scourge with 7 strength, 6 speed, 9 intelligence, and 7 firepower. Fracas adds 2 to the strength, 2 to the speed, 2 to intelligence, and 1 to firepower. So there you have it for that. The specs card. Now, in addition, we also have, well, honestly, there's not much to the robot mode. This has the extending port on top of the headmaster, the head, much like Blur did. Do not believe it really adds very much to the character. It does have a lot of weapon storage though. Right in the middle of the back and right in the middle of the waist. Also, these ports here will not mark, but they are also can be used for gun storage. They make better use of it in vehicle mode, as we will get to. Scourge has 2 weapons. He has a tiny little pistol, which is kind of a classic sci-fi design, honestly. I do like it a bit. And we have here is a dual barrel blaster. They can combine. And also, like most of the accessories that come with Headmasters, or Titan Masters they're called at this point, you can fit the Headmaster, Titan Master, into a slot on the weapon. A lot of blue though, so it's hard to tell very much about this. While we're at it, Fracas here, like the rest of Scourge, he is very blue with a tiny little bit of silver on the face, a little bit of blue on the legs, of course the head on the back. Not a lot of detail. Not a big problem, not a issue for the figure, but I mean, does altogether makes for a very blue and a little bit boring look. Alright, so let's put them back together. He does have full range of motion. The legs are hollow, and you feel it because these can sometimes come off, these panels. He just doesn't feel as solid or as well designed as some of the others. I do find him boring. The wings here on the back have 2 hinges each side, and they can be angled in different ways, but I'm just not really seeing I don't feel the robot form has a lot going for it. Now, there is one interesting thing, or tedious depending on your view. This one's the only one I've seen so far that has the raised port for the Headmaster to fit in. It is a loose fit, as you've seen his head wobbling around. The head on the actual Headmaster is rock solid. It's all the port. It doesn't make a really solid connection. Some people that bothers, I don't really mind. It's not a big deal. So we're going to move the gun. I'm going to transform him. swing the arms in, move the shoulders up, pin both arms in, you undo panels, flip the toes out. Now here's a tricky part. Pull the waist out, flip it around, go ahead and put the legs in, and you connect it all together. As you can see here, this is the front, the top of it. This the side that everyone's going to see. Gonna fit panels together. Panels, pins there. Now, a transformer like this, where almost entire vehicle mode consists of an outer shell that hides in the back of the vehicle, or back of the robot mode, that's called a panel master. Well, this one fits the description. It is a bit of a yeah, almost an insult in some cases. The bottom side, you obviously see the robot body. Now this does, because you open up the sides, they did add some neat details. It looks like there's cannons each side of the feet, so that's a lot of firepower. I do find that easily the best part of this figure is the vehicle mode. This panel opens up. This part opens up for the cockpit. I put our little Fracas inside of Scourge. Close it. It is a nice little spaceship. Traditionally, this would be the configuration as seen on the package. Kind of blocks the cockpit. That is actually a window right down there and prevents Fracas from seeing out of it. But as shown, this is the suggested configuration. Not a bad look. The cockpit placement is the only thing that ruins it. Remove that. This is actually fairly accurate to what you saw in the original cartoons, the original movie from the 1980s, and the cartoons that came afterwards. It was kind of a weird boat-looking spaceship, but it was a rather interesting design. Yeah. So let's remove that. I actually prefer it using these ports. It's a little bit unbalanced, but it gives it a nice look, I find. Being flanked on both sides by different guns. It's a nice look to me. So that's mostly it. Now, another issue with the vehicle mode is that these kind of flop freely. If that bothers you, then that's something to think about. I kind of want to have something to be made by pushing them down, but I mean, there's nothing you can really do to make that more interesting. I do like the vehicle mode. The robot mode is not anything to write home about. So since it's packaged in robot mode, if that is fine for you, it only gets better from there, as so to speak. So this was Scourge and Fracas. I find that I wouldn't say that to avoid them. It might be fun for a child too. The character is kind of popular. They're often used by collectors for what they call army building. With some of these figures, they have, because the character was one of several characters with the exact same look. An armada kind of, they call them sweeps in the original series. Unless you find many collectors will collect a bunch of them to emulate the large number of them. Beyond that, it's a rather lukewarm review. If the robot mode doesn't bother you, then it's a nice purchase. So that's Joe. This is Joe from Joe's Transformer Toy Reviews. If you have any comments, please leave them down in the comments section below. Please subscribe. Thank you, and you have a good day.